The Dunu Titan 1s, or the FIO EX 1s, have been one of the biggest surprises in 2015. Well, Dunu was clearly onto something when they tuned these guys, and they intend to broaden their audience and their demographic with the release of the Dunu Titan 3s and the 5s. Hi, my name is Tom, and welcome to On a Student Budget. Today we're going to be doing a double review of the Titan 3s and the 5s, and throughout the review, I'm also going to be comparing them to the Danu Titan 1s, which have been really popular and gained a lot of positive responses from the general public. Before we start this review, I want to thank Danu as well as my peers over on HeadFi, Nick, Eric, Thomas. Thanks for arranging for this really fun Canada-wide or continent-wide review demo tour of these guys. It's been a really fun experience, and I'm going to leave any links in the description below on where you can find out more information about these Titans, as well as where to purchase them. And I'm also going to leave a more in-depth written review of each of these guys, so you can check that out for a more comprehensive breakdown. So without further ado, let's get started. In terms of design and fit and finish, the Danu Titan 5s and the 3s are almost identical, as you can see here, with the exception of obviously the 5 and the 3 being labeled on the earpieces here. They both feature an injection molded stainless steel housing, but at the same time, they have this really gorgeous chrome-like housing. So these earpieces, as you can see, have this half earbud, half in-ear like design, because you can easily slip these in and out of your ear very effortlessly, because only the silicone ear tip is in contact with your ear, where most of the housing is sits outside. In terms of the cable, it has a detachable cable feature, which is very secure, and it's a proprietary MMCX connection. Danu is going to be releasing upgraded cables and replacement cables down the line should your cable need replacement. In terms of the cable, it's the stock cable is fine on its own. It's really nice quality, very nice strain relief here, as this kind of a rubber like sheathing, which is very supple, but at the same time it's not thin or brittle. There's this little flap here, which is the patent for Danu, where you can easily wrap these around and kind of help manage your cable and keep everything organized once it's all bundled together. And it has a really robust, heavy-duty L-shaped jack. One of the biggest complaints of the Titans, or the FIO EX1s, was their lack of isolation, or their excessive kind of a leakage to some people. Because of their semi-open design, there is a number of vents throughout this earphone, and this makes them not as practical for noisier environments. Well, Danu has clearly been listening to their consumers with the Titan 3s and the Titan 5s, which feature a more closed design. There is substantially a lot less vents, so isolation and leakage is much improved. So whereas the isolation on the Titan 1s, I would say, is poor to below average, I would say that the Titan 3s and 5s are about average at best. They still don't isolate as much as, for example, the VSonic VSD3S or the MII Electronics A151. So these are good for general everyday purposes, running errands, walking your dog around their neighborhood, or just like areas where you don't need to be absolutely cutting out the outside world. In terms of comfort though, with this half in-ear, half earbud like design, these are very comfortable overall, very practical, so you can just insert these in your ear and they don't sit deeply in, and at the same time you can easily just pull them out without any sort of complicated process in wearing them and such. And another complaint that some users have on the Titan 1s is the fact that the edges here are a little bit sharp, which can dig into your ear on occasion. The Titan 3s and the 5s definitely improved on this issue. They smoothed off the edges here. And Danu has also included the ear stabilizing fins, which act as a bumper guard around the whole earphone. So there's going to be that kind of rubber silicone in between your ear and the housing itself. In terms of sound, to give you a really simple breakdown of the Titan kind of family, if you want the most balanced sound signature of all, definitely take a look at the Titan 3s, which is more vocal centric and a little bit with a mid-range boost. And if you want kind of like the middle brother, you should check out the Titan 1s, which have kind of like the bridge between bassier and the more balanced kind of sound signature. And if you want the most fun kind of bassiest, bombastic kind of sound signature of all, you should check out the Titan 5s. So let's break down on what I really mean by all of that. So let's set aside the Titan 1s for a second here and just take a look at the Titan 3s and the 5s. So the Titan 3s, they have a sort of a similar kind of sound signature as the Hi-Fi Man RE400, except I think it's a little bit more colored, it's a little bit more exciting overall. So what this means is that they have more of a balanced kind of sound signature. So the bass is fairly linear down low with a little bit of an upper bass emphasis to give a little bit more thickness to the sound, which is really like congruent, or really it goes throughout the entire Dunu Titan family. So they have this like a upper mid-range boost and also a little bit of a lower mid-range boost, which helps really well with male and female vocals. It gives a better sense of clarity. It's very, it has a really knife edge, really super clean response that really kind of puts the mid-range forward and makes vocals and listening ballads and such absolute pleasure, because it has this sort of ethereal kind of light and lean, kind of dry, kind of glossy kind of feel. The treble, I think, is more refined than the Titan 1s. It's better extended, and it has more and it's just more detailed overall. However, I think that in terms of the overall sound stage, I think it is probably the smallest sounding of the entire Titan family. So setting aside the Titan 3s now, the Titan 5s have the most funnest kind of sound signature of all, and they have a really kind of, they have an emphasized bass response, but at the same time, it's not overblown. The bass here is more emphasized in the mid to lower bass, so there's really good extension down low. It's a more satisfying kind of bass response, the most satisfying for me anyway out of the entire bunch. And I think that these are the best all-arounders with the best kind of greatest kind of overall appeal to kind of the general public. Because of that bass response. It's tight, it's punchy, it's fast. In terms of the mid-range here is more of a neutral kind of mid-range. It's does sit a little bit behind the bass and the treble ever so slightly, but I wouldn't say it's recessed in any way. So the mid-range here has a good body to male vocals because of that more bass emphasis, and there's a greater sense of depth and body to the voices. And in terms of the upper mid-range, it's more smoothed out than the Titan 3s. And in terms of the treble here, there's a greater emphasis in the lower to mid treble, which gives these a bigger sense of energy, and there's a greater sense of air. So this is, in terms of soundstage, I would say it sits right in between the Titan 1s, which is probably the most expansive sounding of the bunch, and then these guys, and then I would put the Titan 3s as the most conventional kind of soundstage of all. I think Nick mentioned it in his review. But overall, I think that in terms of all three of these Titans, they cater to different kind of audiences. If you like, as I said before, a little bit more of a bassier sound signature, get the Titan 5s. The Titan 1s have the most unique kind of sound signature of all, with a really kind of expansive open sound stage that you don't really get very often, especially with really small earbuds or earphones. And then the Titan 3s are more a little bit more genre specific, but it's a very clean, a very super knife edge clarity that you get that I think is really satisfying on those genres, specific genres. So I hope you enjoyed this review. It's been quite difficult to kind of manage all three of these guys in this review. If you want a more in-depth analysis of these guys, check out my written review, which breaks it down in a little bit more of a cleaner manner. But it's been a lot of fun. I think that all three of these Titans have definitely catered well and kind of expanded the entire Titan series. They carry on those really great build quality, and clearly Dunu is really listening to the consumers to really better and improve their products, and I'm really satisfied to hear that. But if I had a knife to my head and like basically or a gun to my head, which Titan would I use on a daily basis? I would say the fives, just because they're a little bit better all arounder and they have a little bit of a funner bass response, which I'm kind of guilty to listen to. Um, but yeah, like, subscribe, and share with your friends this video. Comment in the below if you've heard of any of these Titans and which is your favorite, which sounds like your favorite. And definitely follow me on the social media platforms. And until then, I will see you guys in the next video.